And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again. Welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win education, entertainment, enlightenment here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, we'd love to engage with you. Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you may need it. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372.
Used to call me on my cell phone.
And bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. We want to help you win in any marketplace. That is always our goal right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings here, 4209 Preserve Place in Palm Harbor, a brand new listing that we've got. This is a corner unit condo in Landsbrook, so a golf cart community, golfing community, and you also have water views out your back door. Beautiful properties right there at Preserve Place in Tampa Bay. 12208 Four Oaks Road in Tampa. This is a development opportunity. Reach out to your developer friends, your builder friends, your investors, and talk to them about 12208 Four Oaks Road in Tampa. Now, this is a prime development opportunity in the heart of Tampa Bay. What you've got is an R9 zoning, which is residential units up to 9 acres. So right now, we all know how it's such a low inventory market. So if I were a builder developer, I'd be looking at this land hard, and I would be building and buying and building and looking at an opportunity to sell property quickly with the market being so hot right now. So many people moving from New York, New Jersey, California, Illinois, all those major states that have high taxes. Plus a lot of the urban areas, they're moving down to this beautiful Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. platinummvpteam.kw.com. And this segment is brought to you by the Golf Cart Depot. Say hello to our friends over at the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. Marty is the owner over there, and you can test drive one today. They will also deliver to you so you can test drive at your home or office. How convenient is that, right? 2 locations. One's in Land O'Lakes on the north side of Tampa Bay, and over on Clearwater off of US 19 in Clearwater, Pinellas County. Now, they've got the EasyGo, Star EV, Icon Electrical, Cushman, and they offer pre-owned and remanufactured golf carts at the Golf Cart Depot of Tampa Bay. I love getting out on my beautiful Keller Williams red golf cart, driving around and meeting my neighbors, door knocking, pre-COVID-19. Of course, we were doing more door knocking and talking to restaurant owners, talking to a lot of the folks that live on the waterfront in Tampa Bay. So we get out there and we have fun. It's a great time for the family as well. Reach out to Golf Cart Depot. Let them know that the real estate quarterback sent you. Here in Tampa Bay. And we are also hiring right now. Our team, Lindsay, my wife Lindsay, and I own and operate. We're a top 1% real estate team here in Tampa Bay, meaning, yes, we're better than 99% of our competitors by volume, right? And closed transactions in our testimonials that we have. So we're hiring right now. We offer the best of technology with Keller Williams technology and programs available. We're hiring buyer agents, selling agents, investors. We're working with specialists that can work with investors. We have a syndicated radio and TV show here where we allow our realtors to appear on our program that we built and developed over the years, over 7 years on air, over $1 million spent building and developing our show here. So we would love to share that with you. We offer coaching and so much more. So if you know any good realtors out there, we're hiring just a couple realtors to our team. We're going to be pretty selective with that process, but we have a plethora of leads coming in, and we're looking for realtors that would want to join our team. So reach out, platinummvpteam.kw.com, or give us a call on the hotline. We'd love to talk to you. And we got a great lineup for you today. Gregg Bowman, Jordan Bowman here in studio. They're from the AC Guy of Tampa Bay, talking about your indoor air quality, 5 times worse than outdoor air. Also, Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, going to be stopping by the program, talking about martial arts and how to stay fit as well, utilizing some of the online Zoom technologies. So, Consumer Quarterback Show, we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. We're a top 1% real estate team here in Tampa Bay. And again, recently featured in Florida Realtor Magazine for the May issue of 2020. It was a really cool feature where we were talking about the local community and things that we're doing here locally in Florida Realtor Magazine. Real excited about that. Couple of hot property listings from the Platinum MVP team. 422 Wildwood Way in BELLEAIR. This is a gorgeous two-story home in BELLEAIR, Pinellas County, surrounded by multiple pro-style golf courses, just minutes to the beach right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And also some other properties available at 6417 YVETTE Drive up in Hudson. This is Hudson Beach, YVETTE Drive in Hudson Beach. Great opportunity. Again, canal, waterfront, beautiful property. Access to the Gulf of Mexico, great fishing out there. Live the Florida lifestyle at its best by checking out 6417 YVETTE Drive in Hudson. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage. Great opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And this segment is brought to you by the BELLEAIR Beach Resort on beautiful Treasure Island, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. The BELLEAIR Beach Resort, a great opportunity to have a local staycation right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And they've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant. And it's just a great time. Every time we go down there and spend some time, it's wonderful over at the BELLEAIR Beach Resort on Treasure Island. Give Clyde Smith a call. He's the general manager. Give him a call. Let him know the real estate quarterback sent you and take him up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got the AC guy in studio, Gregg Bowman, back in studio. Welcome back, Greg.
Thanks, Brandon. It's great to be back. It's a little different here, sitting in a remote room, but it's good to be back on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought I might let you introduce our other guest in studio here today.
Yeah, we got one of our team members, one of my daughters, Jordan Bowman, is here with us today.
Excellent. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure. And you are a customer service rep at AC Guy.
I am, yeah.
Awesome. What does that entail?
Oh, goodness, a lot of things. A lot of it is a lot of answering the phones. I'm one of the first point of contacts when someone contacts a company, welcome them to like calling. I do a lot of scheduling, dispatching, a lot of paperwork. I track a lot of warranties, follow up with customers, schedule things primarily is what I do, but a lot of tracking, like I said, as well. So,
yeah, absolutely. So we talk a lot about air quality on the show and the importance. What do you think some of the biggest misnomers that people have about their air conditioning system and, the humidity levels and those types of factors?
So like the most misunderstandings, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I think one of the big ones is when people call in. It's funny for us. People call in at like 3 p.m., like the heat of the day, 3 to 5 p.m., and their system's running like 2 or 3 degrees higher than it normally would be, and they're concerned it's broken. And sometimes it is, but many times it's actually really common because we're in Florida, so it's so hot here. So if 2-3 degrees above what the temperature normally is actually really common and usually totally okay.
Right.
So that's one of the big ones is I think people don't realize that a couple of degrees higher than normal in the heat of the day is fine. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
Greg, you want to add anything on that or comment?
Yeah, that is a pretty common, call that we get that people are concerned. And if it does continue to repeat on an ongoing basis, then yes, there is reason for concern. But we've had some brutal heat recently.
Yeah, we have.
Some of those heat advisories of 100 degrees. So the air conditioners are working really hard right now. So as Jordan was saying, if it's a degree or 2 or 3 above what your setting is, give it some time, see if it brings it back down. It may be nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure that you are doing the basic stuff that you want to do. Back to you, Jordan. What are some of the things that you're talking to clients about over the phone, maintenance wise, or things that they can do to help, as a consumer advocate?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things is to have yearly maintenance done. That's a huge thing. It's we kind of compare it to like having the oil changed on your car. If you don't have the oil changed on your car and you just go in when it breaks down, you're going to have so many issues. Yeah. So like one of my biggest jobs is scheduling maintenances. We schedule them sometimes twice a year, sometimes once a year. Really, twice a year is most ideal, but once a year is like bare minimum. You should do that.
Right.
If you don't do that, not ideal for your system. You're going to have issues. It also helps a lot with energy efficiency. So it's going to help you save money with your energy bill over time because you're keeping that system running to its best that it can, and that's going to save you money. So
the optimal performance for the machine. I think that's a key.
Yeah.
Greg, we talk a lot also about your VIP program here on the show. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the VIP program is our way of taking care of your maintenance for you. It's a twice-a-year maintenance program. We come out, 2 times a year at no additional charge and do your full system maintenances. That's all done for $14 a month. So basically, if you add that up, $168 a year. You're getting those 2 maintenances that we're doing, all the required maintenance on your system. In addition to that, if you do need us at another time throughout the year, let's say your system does break on you, you get discounts on that. If it breaks at 2 in the morning and we got to come out, and there's no overtime fees for that. You're actually paying a discounted rate of $59 service call year round. And then on top of that, you get a 20% discount on any work that may need to be done. So it's a great program for taking care of your system. $168 a year, is really not that much when you're talking about, maintaining your air conditioner. And just echoing off of what Jordan was saying with energy efficiency, you're already spending $168 a year to the power company, to Duke or Tico, if you're not maintaining your system. Maintaining your system, they've done studies show savings of a minimum of 10 to 15% on your electric use by your air conditioner by keeping it in top maintenance, condition.
Right.
So you're easily paying that much a year if you're not maintaining your system. So we always say, instead of paying the power company, just switch that money to paying us and let us take care of it and then get all the benefits of a better performing system.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. We personally use it on our home, and we appreciate all that you guys do to help us keep those machines running because like you say, man, it's been hot. I feel like the dry season, it's been a little bit more dry of a June, July that we've seen in the past too. That's probably contributing to the heat.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just getting older, but this year is just hot, man. I am dying from it this year.
I feel you too, man. I feel like it is getting warmer. But if you just joined us, we're talking with Gregg Bowman and Jordan Bowman here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, AC guy of Tampa Bay. And another one of, great example of our expert contributors that we have on the show that bring in great knowledge and talk about different areas of their business. And indoor air quality is a big one that we've talked about, Greg, over the years. And indoor air quality, we've added Mold Zero to our show as an expert contributor and their team. And they talk about sometimes how mold is just a silent killer. It's behind the drywall, it's underneath the baseboards. Talk a little bit about what you've seen over your career when it comes to humidity and mold.
Yeah, it's a huge thing, especially here in Florida, and we don't realize a lot of times unless somebody actually gets sick, and then it's tracked down. But indoor air quality is a major thing. The EPA has stated for at least 2 decades, maybe 3 decades now, that they've said that the air inside our homes is at least 5 times more polluted than the outdoor air, just because of the way we build our homes. We're not cleaning that air. It's kind of trapped in our houses. So the quality of that air is big. Most people don't understand. I mean, you can buy room air purifiers, but if you've got a central air conditioning system, it's very easy to attach devices to that system to treat that air, clean that air. I've been running a little test at home. I bought a really good indoor air quality monitor. I've been playing with it. I've set it up, and I have, of course, the IAQ products, the indoor air quality products running on our system. So I've been testing it out, turning them on and off just to see how the air quality changes. And it's interesting. I'll see. Maybe I'll have to share some of those details later, how it goes, because I've basically just started it. But I can see a difference with the units running.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you think about things happening, we're in hurricane season right now. Last thing you want is an issue and then not to be able to be serviced because of road closures, power outages. Those are things of concern, I would think, for people. And here's another side of it is on the real estate side. A lot of times, one of the major components on the real estate transaction, we talk about a 4-point inspection, the plumbing, the roof, the electrical, and the AC. The AC is such a big component to the home, and we have sometimes buyers are hesitant if the property has a 8 or 10 or 12-year-old air conditioning unit. Can you speak to the life cycle of these units, Greg? And is there a way for buyers to really know what to expect, or can a home inspector say, hey, or even your company come out and say, hey, I would expect this machine to last 3 to 5 more years, or 5 to 7 more years? Is that relatable?
Yeah, in Florida, I would say the average lifespan now is probably 10 to 12. It's sad. When I started doing this, we would see air conditioning systems lasting 30 years. If you see one last like that today, call the Smithsonian, because it's a record. It's just the way they're built, the culture today are just, we're a throwaway society. We just build stuff that's not like it used to be. So if you get 10 to 12 years out of it, you've done well. So I do understand that, as when somebody's buying a home, they're worried about if it's 8 or 10 years old, am I going to have to replace this in a couple years? But it is something that you can look at a system and get some idea of whether you've got some life there or not. One of the keys is whether that system has had maintenance through its life or not. It's just like a car. If you drive that thing for 5 years and never change the oil in it, you're going to have some issues. Same thing with an air conditioning system. If it's never been maintained, probably going to maybe get 8 years out of it. So definitely we can inspect a system and give you some kind of an idea, but on average, that's about the average is 10 to 12 anymore. Yeah,
and you look at also the breaker box. That's another major issue that you find in the real estate transaction, is the breaker box. If they're double tapped, or they're that's a concern that people have as well when you see it.
Yeah, that's all like code and safety issues. Those are all things like when we install systems today, there are countless code items that have to be addressed to make sure that there's no, none of that going on.
Absolutely. All right, we're talking with Gregg Bowman and Jordan Bowman here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So, Jordan, back to you. What else do you see as your company's growing? It looks like you guys are very busy, and you guys are extremely successful here in Tampa Bay. What do you see that you'd like to add to the show here?
What do I see? Well, it's busy right now.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we're personally trying to work on as we grow is just doing the best that we can to continue to like reach out to our customers with like our reminders and making sure that they're getting the best that they can for what they're buying. So like with installs, a good example is we have our 7 standards, which is basically we have those 7. I'm sure Greg's talked about it. I don't know the details as much as he does, but we have all these things that we add to our installs, and we really want those on every install because that keeps the install as best like installed as possible, and it's going to have the best life for it. Something we just recently added that was actually something that we thought was important is a pan saver. Greg, you would be better at explaining this than I would be. It's like a microbial thing. So they used to in the pans, like in the tubing, right, Dad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a change that we've noticed in how things are manufactured. The whole thing of they're not made the way they used to be. Years ago, when I first started doing this, we used to have no drain line problems. We've talked about this before on the show with how your drain clogs and all of a sudden you've got water coming out of your ceiling or your ceiling falling down, which nobody wants to walk in on that. But the drainage problems have just been multiplying and increasing over the years. We've been able to put our finger on what's the cause of that, because it's originally when I started doing this, every drain line that we used to come across was all made out of copper and they never clogged, and all the coils were made out of copper and we never had problems in the pans of those. Number of years ago we started using PVC plastic for our drain lines, and away went copper, and drain line clogs started to increase. And then within the last 10 years, copper has been removed from the coils of the systems, and they're all aluminum now, and we've had even more problems. And it's because copper is a natural antimicrobial. I know we've talked about this probably the last show I was on, but the Romans knew it. They have texts that they've written about it. Egyptians knew it. They realized that when they stored water in a copper pot, it would last for weeks, whereas if they had it in a clay pot, it would get slimy. So copper naturally wants to keep slime and bacteria from growing. So in air conditioning, it used to be good for keeping those drains from clogging, but since all that copper's been removed, it's become a problem. And what the pan saver is a neat little device. It's a little micro turbine that mounts in front of the blower. When the blower kicks on, it starts the turbine and it generates copper and silver ions and allows those to flush down the drain and keep it from clogging. So
that's cool.
It's a pretty ingenious device. We've had good success with it since we've been installing them. We haven't had any problems with drain lines in the units we've put those in.
Is that like an add-on that you would need because it's a newer product? My home is like a year and a half old or so. Do we have that on our home, or do we need to add that or something?
Correct. Yeah, it would be an add-on. It's not in the systems. And Jordan bringing up the 7 standards, I don't think I've actually ever really talked about that on the show. But yeah, it is. Yeah. Those are 7 items that we do when we do a job. That's above and beyond. It's going beyond what the minimum requirements or the minimum specs of a system are to put it in so that we don't have those issues down the road like a drain line clog. So the pan saver is our newest part of the 7 standards to make sure that we're eliminating that as a service issue in the future.
Yeah, I like that, the 7 standards. So when you look at those drain lines, sometimes I know it happened in my mom's house, and then it happened in one of my brother's houses within like the 6-month period. And especially it's especially painful if it's a 2nd-story drain line. Right now, you got the drywall involved.
Yeah, that's the nightmare situation, and we've seen those over the years. The worst I probably ever saw was. And this was before I was in business for myself when I was working for another contractor. Went out on a job on a weekend that the guy had been on vacation and came home, and he had left his Corvette convertible parked in the garage with the top down, and there was a unit above it, and it had flooded.
Oh man!
So he had a $75,000 or $80,000 car filled with water.
Wow! Oh, that's painful.
Yeah,
that's hurtful right there. All right. Well, good stuff. Hey, thanks for spending some time with us. Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay, Jordan Bowman. Text the word AC if you'd like to get a checkup or you want to join their VIP program. Just simply give us a call or a text to the Consumer Advocate Hotline. Text AC to 813-670-6666. 7372. Would love to put you in touch with our expert contributors for the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Text 813-670-7372. You can call or text that line. Also, you can submit an email form through consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. Gregg, Jordan, thanks so much. We appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, when we come back, we're going to have Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Going to talk about fitness, going to talk a little about self-defense, how you can protect yourself and your family. Plus, we have a feel-good story of the day, a follow-up to the 6-year-old boy that risked his own life to protect his little sister from dog attack. We got a follow-up story here as well. So now Chris Evans gifting authentic Captain America shield to the hero boy. Stay with us right here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife, Lindsay, and I own and operate a top 1% real estate team right here in Tampa Bay. We love to help our buyers, sellers, and investors achieve their goals when it comes to real estate, and also a certified negotiation expert, helping them win in negotiations, as well as Lindsay is feng shui certified. So she helps on the interior design side and feng shui, and she also has home clearing, energy healing as a business as well, pranic healing, that is, and feng shui of Tampa Bay. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, whether you're planning a local or long-distance move, they offer packing, junk hauling, and office moves as well. Reach out to our friends at Brothers Easy Moving. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you and take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a property on KETCH Court in Tarpon Springs. This is a beautiful opportunity for a builder, someone that's looking to build their dream home right here in Tarpon Springs. Great opportunity. Look at the water view you have there at KETCH Court, Tarpon Springs, in a beautiful gated neighborhood right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Great opportunities to own real estate. And their time is now, as Diane Vance said in yesterday's show, the time is now Rates are still great. Got a 50-year low. And check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got our friend Alex Lima joining us on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. Welcome to the show, Alex. Hey, Alex, are you there, my friend? All right, looks like we lost Alex. We're going to get him back on the phone. Jose will let me know when he's back on, but Alex has a dojo right here in Tampa Bay over on Waters Avenue, and I go over there and work out as well. And I tell you, it's like I'm sore for 2 or 3 days afterwards, but it's a great workout. But it's also fun to know that you have the skills to defend yourself. We talk a lot about self-defense here on the show. We just had Thomas King from Florida Firearms Academy on the show as well, talking about self-defense as a consumer. It's important. You know, if you're a homeowner, you're in your vehicle, you know, these types of things happen a lot. And Alex also has online platforms now. Of course, now, you know, all businesses are kind of relaying and kind of switching their gears up with COVID-19 affecting things. You know, how is your business affected? And that's what Alex has looked at is, you know, he's doing a lot of online platforms now and teaching. So I think I hear Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness on the Consumer Quarterback Show here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be in the house.
All right. Good stuff. So we're talking about self-defense. How important, you know, in your career, what you've seen, because you also are a paramedic and you've seen some different things out in the community. How important is it to understand how to defend yourself, Alex?
To me, it's you know, I've been doing this stuff since I was a little kid, and I don't know if I've ever really gotten into the story, but when I was a little kid, I grew up kind of in a, you know, in a rough neighborhood. Not to tell like a sob story, but I actually got jumped pretty good as a kid, and I immediately came home and was like, I wanted to learn how to fight instead of just being scared of, like, you know, these bullies, you know, beat me up every day. I was like, I need to learn how to fight. I want to fight back. And my mom, she said, okay. And then she looked around for some karate classes, got me in, and I've been doing it ever since. So I've been doing this. There's not a time I can look back in my life where I can think about where I wasn't training in some shape, way, or form, whether it was wrestling in high school or doing, you know, point fighting as a kid, and then moving on later on to, you know, boxing and kickboxing.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind that I can't see it. I just don't understand how people don't take it seriously, but that's because it's been such a huge path for me, you know?
Yeah.
And like you said, I've been a first responder. I have seen it, self-defense being utilized in every spectrum possible. Like I said, from fighting bullies in school to, you know, competing and fighting against high-level competition, to being a first responder and having to, you know, wrestle down some, you know, crazed, you know, drug addict lunatic coming at you, you know, and even to my time as you know, doing some bouncing and security work as well. So I've seen it in pretty much every aspect. So it's very important. I mean, look, that's like 4 or 5 different walks of life that I've mentioned that could utilize self-defense, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You look at realtors. Realtors are going in homes, vacant homes, a lot of times with strangers. There's so many applications. You hear about, you know, the single mom that's getting robbed coming out of a you know, a convenience store or a shopping situation. What can we do to prepare ourselves?
Well, just that. Prepare yourself. You know, actually take the initiative to train. You know, go and you know, learn firearm safety as well. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're talking about absolutely like realtors. I mean, there's many different variables and many different situations where people can potentially, anybody at any time could potentially be attacked. You never know when it's going to happen.
Right.
All you can do is prepare. I mean, look at people not too long ago were just getting beat up for grabbing a roll of toilet paper at the same time as somebody else was.
Right. Yeah,
you know, a little bit of some control tactics and self-defense would have prevented some injuries there. You know, at least to be able to, I'm not saying you got to beat somebody up, but you can fight them off until security or law enforcement can, you know, hold them down until law enforcement or security comes in to be able to then take over that situation and then handle things, you know, with legal process.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So you got to be careful. You got to understand, you know, the basic control tactics, hand control, you know, and that's something that you learn. I learned that in wrestling. But yeah, we're talking with Alex Lima here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. We just had Thomas King on the show. I know he's a friend of yours as well, and yesterday, and he was talking about some of the different things that he sees in there, and how, you know, people are spending more and more money on guns and ammo right now to just come with all the different craziness going on in the world. What are you seeing in that space in regards?
Same deal. You know, I get getting phone calls about people wanting to train. Now, it's unfortunate that, like with everything else, it takes like a catastrophic event before people can wake up and start saying, oh my God, you know what? I need to learn some self-defense. Oh, I should probably own a firearm and have one in my house so I can protect myself and my family. it's unfortunate that because everybody, I don't think people intentionally go, oh, that'll never happen to me. The thought just never crosses their mind, and it doesn't become a reality.
Right.
But then when you see it happening around you, it starts to become more and more of a reality, and then panic starts to set in. And to be honest with you, when panic is setting in, it's not the best time to try and learn something. You should be trying to learn and prepare beforehand.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, if this is when you're motivated to come and learn and start doing some things, well, then come and do it. Do it now that you have the gusto inside of you to want to come and do it.
Yeah, let's talk also about your online opportunities now, because not everybody's going out in public. They're nervous. People are wearing masks. We're forced to wear a mask in many cases, and with the whole COVID issue, you're doing online classes. How can people access them, and what's that all about?
Doing online in-house classes, following the limitations of what we're allowed to do right now, trying to keep distance between training partners and whatnot. And maintaining sanitary practices. And then also private lessons, one-on-ones are also on a case-by-case basis, and those will also follow sanitary practices. But as far as the online classes go, yeah, I teach through the Zoom platform. I find it to be the most convenient and probably the one that people understand the most as far as a new client coming in. So we utilize that, and you can essentially train anywhere, whether it be in your living room, your garage, or even at your kitchen table. If you want to sit down and just have a talk about self-defense with me, we can do that, and I can sit down and give you some precautions and things that you can put into effect right away. You can even with your camera phone, if you're using Zoom, walk around your house, and I can tell you, hey, you should probably have a lock here, and maybe this is a good place for you to put a firearm or something.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And the idea of fitness as well, how you implement fitness into the self-defense, you make it fun, you make it where you're getting a workout, but you're also learning at the same time.
Well, absolutely. So for me, fitness is a weapon as well. Someone who is athletically fit and strong is always going to be a problem. They're always going to be a problem as far as an opponent goes. Mm-hmm. Now, if you take that fitness level and that strength and that explosiveness and you add technique and skill and time under their belt, that is a dangerous individual,
Yeah.
You have to train your fitness. I'm going to tell you that it's not the movies. It's not where you hit somebody one time and they drop. Fighting is one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing you could ever put your body through.
Right.
You're gonna take damage. You're gonna inflict damage. Your heart is gonna be pumping. Your cardio is being tested to the max. Your adrenaline's going. You're gonna have that adrenaline dump. There's a lot of things that you need to fight through mentally and physically in a physical confrontation, whether it's in self-defense or in a high-level competition setting. And you have to prepare for that. You can't just think that you're going to walk in and just do okay. Like, you have to prepare and train for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you also work with kids as well over at your facility as well.
I do. Unfortunately, when COVID hit, the kids program took a big hit for me because parents weren't sure what was going to happen, and as far as transporting the children back and forth, like a lot of this. But now what we've done is we've kind of incorporated where the kids can train with their parents as they come in. We kind of have like a family day where everybody can kind of work out together.
Nice.
But the goal is to build up a separate programs again, to have a kids program and an adults program separated. But right now we're keeping it kind of integrated within reason, and that's awesome as well, because it's a bonding experience with your kids too.
Exactly.
And then as a parent, dad, you can't slow down. You can't stop doing those push-ups because your kid's right there next to you, and you're setting the example right now for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then your kid is looking up at you and it's like, oh, my dad's not quitting. I got to go. It's a powerful thing. When I sit back as the coach looking at what's going on, I see more than just a bunch of people just throwing punches and kicks and doing push-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm seeing these amazing experiences and this growth and development that's taking place amongst these individuals.
Yeah, I love it. I took my, as you know, I had my Thomas invited us in, so I have my daughter in there training. She's at the age now where she can train with a firearm and how to protect herself. It's crazy to think, but 4 or 5 years she's gonna be alone in some college, somewhere, apartment or wherever she goes. But you want your kids to be able to protect themselves, especially in this this world that seems to be getting a little bit more crazy every day. But stay with us. If Alex can hang around, we're going to jump into our lightning round with Alex Lima. We also have Gregg and Jordan Bowman here, going to jump into our lightning round when we come back. Also, our feel-good story of the day: 6-year-old boy risked his own life to protect his little sister from a dog attack. Find out about the follow-up to that. This is a follow-up. Captain America comes out. Chris Evans gifting an authentic Captain America shield to the hero boy. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show ConsumerQB.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Giving a shout out to our friends at Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Say hello to our friends Stephen and Lisa Gunnan over at Replenish IV Solutions. They've got a location in South Tampa on Gandy, and they also have a North Tampa location off of Bears as well. And what we're talking about is the Myers cocktail, these vitamin infusion drips directly injected into your bloodstream. Makes you feel good, helps boost your immunity. Replenish IV Solutions, the science of nutritional balance. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, a couple of hot properties here in Tampa Bay. 33308 Camerton Road in Wesley Chapel. This is a 5-acre parcel of land. So if you want to live that rural lifestyle, Pasco County, you got 5 acres here. 33308 Camerton Road, Wesley Chapel. Great opportunity to own real estate up in Pasco County. A great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 212 Bunker Hill, taking you over to Pinellas County. This is in Dunedin, Florida, one of the best little towns in all of America. Dunedin, Florida, that is. 212 Bunker Hill Lane. This is a townhome, no HOA fees, very little maintenance, and live the Florida lifestyle at its best right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You got water views on 3 sides. This is basically like living in the island life of Tampa Bay. 212 Bunker Hill Lane, Dunedin, Florida. Check out all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Okay, every day we're going to tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day. telling you something good right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, so you got this 6-year-old boy that risked his own life to save his sister from dog attack. So a brave 6-year-old boy in Wyoming risked his own life to save his little sister from a dog attack. Bridget Walker deliberately stood in front of his sister that it was a dog charging in front of it. After getting bit several times on the face and head, he grabbed his sister's hand and ran to keep her safe. He required 90 stitches on his face as a result. And his Aunt Nikki actually posted online that he wanted to reach out to some of his favorite heroes to give him some encouragement. And quote, "My nephew is a hero. He saved his little sister from an attacking dog. He himself took on the attack so his sister wouldn't get it." And he later said, "If someone is going to die, I thought it should be me." He got home from the hospital last night. I know it's a long shot, but I'm reaching out to the Avengers and other heroes to see if they can learn about his latest addition to their ranks. And Nikki says the dog Bringer is in good spirits, and the family is not angry at the dog owner or the other dog. So the follow-up to that story, that was a story that you've probably seen out there, but there's a follow-up here. Chris Evans is gifting authentic Captain America shield to the hero boy. So Chris Evans is the actor that plays Captain America. So Chris Evans was so moved by the story that he's about the boy saving his younger sister from dog attack. The Marvel actor reached out with a message and a gift. On Sunday, a 6-year-old Brigger Walker of Cheyenne posted on Instagram the story of how the boy saved his sister and then was really horribly injured during the process. And quote, "After receiving 90 stitches, that's the story that we just talked about. But the actor saw it online. Pal, you're a hero. What you did is so brave, so selfless. Your sister is so lucky to have you as a big brother. Your parents must be so proud of you," Evans said in a video that the family shared on Wednesday. And then quote, keep being the man you are. We need people like you. Hang in there. I know recovery might be tough, but based on what I've seen, I don't think there's much that can slow you down." So that's a cool story and our feel-good story of the day here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now we're going to jump into our lightning round. We have all of our expert contributors here, either in studio or on the phone, and we are going to jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning round.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Ladies first. Jordan Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Top tips, nuggets of advice.
Top tip would be yearly maintenance. Get yourself set up on a program because it's so much better to be preventative than reactive when it comes to your system. I mean, we've talked about it, I don't know how many times, but it's way more important to just get yourself on a program. If it's like our VIP program, it is ideal, but just something better than nothing. So
set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Get it in place. And it's a general rule for life too, just to be more proactive, than reactive. You're always going to be, in a better position if you are proactive. All right, Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay. Let's get your follow-up top tips, sir.
Well, I'm proud that my daughter picked that because that's exactly what I would suggest too, that it's very important to keep your system in good shape. Just like Alex was talking about fitness and, training yourself and being prepared. Your air conditioner needs that training too. Not necessarily physical training, but it needs to be maintained and trained in that way. So just taking care of that. Your air conditioner is working really hard. We run them at least 3,000 hours a year of running time. So they get dirty, they start to wear, and just doing that maintenance, keeping them clean is so important. It's costing you already whether you're doing it or not, so you might as well just get it taken care of. Give us a call. You can probably talk to Jordan when you call in and get it taken care of.
Awesome. AC guy of Tampa Bay. All right, we're going back to Alex Lima, black belt fitness and martial arts.
Yeah, guys, just take the initiative and go ahead and just start training. Start training. Don't whatever apprehensions you have about it, just stop. You're never going to regret it. You're never going to regret being in better shape, learning how to defend yourself, walking around with confidence, and just being a better version of yourself. There's no downside to it. So come to Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts Club. Hit me up online, whatever you got to do, and let's get started.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. You're never going to regret being in better shape or going to a class and learning something. That's definitely something that you're not going to regret. So I like that one. So today I'll kick it back to an old school one that I've talked to many times here on the show, and I think now more than ever it's about the power of focusing on things that matter, eliminating a lot of the nonsense that you see in the mainstream media, a lot of the divisive news stories, and focusing on what you can't control. And then it becomes a decision of what do you want to focus on. So then I go back to Wilfredo Pareto, 1895. He's an Italian economist that basically invented what we now know as the Pareto principle. So he noticed that in Italy, 80% of the wealth in the land was owned by only 20% of the people, of the landowners, and that the wealth was distributed that way. And essentially you see the 80-20 rule working out in so many different places in life. And there's a couple of funny ones. For example, 80% of the beer is drank by 20% of the people. Think about it. It's true. 80% of your closet, the clothes that you wear, it's 80% of the clothes that you wear. Again, 80-20 rules there. You have the 80-20 rule in sales. Now, when it gets serious and you think about sales and business, if I were to write down 8 to 10 tasks of things that I do, there's going to be 2 to 3 of those things that really contribute more to my success as a real estate agent. It's prospecting, it's working with clients, making sure deals are coming in. So you got to figure out from your perspective, from your business or your life, what are those 20% of key tasks that you do? What's your 20% that's going to contribute to your 80% of your success in life? So find out what that is. And remember Wilfredo Pareto, the Pareto principle. All right, so let's do another round here. Let's go back to you, Jordan, if you have any other parting words of wisdom or nuggets of advice for our listeners.
Yeah, another one would be change your filters yearly. I think sometimes people look at them and they think they look good, but there's a lot of hidden things inside filters that you don't see. Like there could be hidden molds, and we even talked about that earlier. Molds like a really silent killer.
Yeah.
So change them yearly, regardless if they look good or not. Just do it. You're preventing pain in the long run. So
absolutely. All right, Greg, back to you. Gregg Bowman.
Yeah, I heard a story recently about that a contractor had told about, to kind of illustrate the importance of who you're dealing with when you're working with a contractor. It's not like buying a refrigerator. When you go to buy a refrigerator, you know what you're getting. When you're dealing with a contractor, it's a little different. If you were to walk into a dealership to buy, let's say, a Chevy Tahoe, and there were 2 in that dealership side by side, identical color, identical parts, everything was the same on them. But one was $50,000 and one was $60,000. You're probably going to, not probably, you are going to buy the $50,000 one. Unless you found out one more piece of information, and that piece of information was that the $50,000 one was put together by the 4-H club, and the $60,000 one was assembled by the engineers at GM. Right. You're going to pay that little bit extra to make sure you've got the professionals doing it. Same thing in contracting. It's such a critical element to make sure that you're dealing with a professional.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. Alex Lima, got about 30 seconds left, my friend.
Yeah. You guys, there's a lot of craziness going on right now. It always should be good practice to wash your hands and to distance yourself when you're sick or around people that are sick. But, definitely stay on top of it more so than ever.
Absolutely. All right, good stuff. Hey, another great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors. I want to remind you about our show. We're a consumer advocate-based program. We've got 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice. And we want you to think about our show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel. Each one of those spokes extending out, representing another one of our on-air expert contributors. So we'd love to connect with you, with our expert contributors, put you in touch with the best in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region of Florida that we've assembled and vetted right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to our hotline. We'd love to connect. ConsumerQB.com is the website. And as we always end the show, we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another and be a force for good in the community. Multiple ways that you can get involved. You can donate some time, maybe swing a hammer for Habitat for Humanity. Donate to Work Done charities. Lots of children's cancer centers, another great company right here in Tampa Bay. So have a wonderful day and be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time